There is a demand by federal leaders for a full investigation into a train derailment that happened in East Aurora overnight. This was the scene this morning as an evacuation order was lifted and the cleanup began. This happened near Main and Elm Street in the heart of the village. More than a dozen rail cars jumped the tracks, spilling hazardous material. Tonight, our I-Team Chief Investigator Charlie Speck takes a closer look at this dangerous scene and shows how it easily could have turned tragic.
Last night's train derailment in East Aurora was troubling to village residents, but authorities and railroad experts say it could have been a whole lot worse.
It was an act of God, I think, for the train to come off here in a parking lot with, no structures around or anything.
There have been several close calls, but having a full oil train like this, if it was a full oil train, derail in downtown could be catastrophic.
Justin McCulka is the author of the book Bomb Trains, in which he chronicles train crashes like this 2013 explosion of rail cars in Quebec, Canada.
It just basically incinerated the downtown, killed 47 people.
That crash first drew worldwide attention to the tanker trains filled with highly volatile oil, natural gas, and propane. East Aurora police say there was propane, not oil, in the cars that jumped the tracks in the heart of the village. But Senator Chuck Schumer says the train was transporting, quote, highly flammable petrochemicals. And like Schumer, Congressman Brian Higgins fired off a letter to the Federal Railroad Administrator demanding an investigation.
And Buffalo is a main area where these trains have been moving through for the past 7 years, or 10 years actually.
Experts and local activists say the so-called bomb trains do roll through western New York, packed with oil mined from the northwest on its way to Albany, a major rail hub.
But getting information from the rail companies is nearly impossible. Especially, for a small town like that.
Police confirmed the Buffalo and Pittsburgh Railroad did not provide them a manifest of the number of tanker cars and their contents. The railroad said it's investigating the cause, but did not respond to questions by the I-Team about what was inside all the tankers.
It's come down to an issue of oil companies' profits versus safety.
McCulka says some of the safety reforms, like brake improvements, floated after the tragedy in Quebec, have since been overturned by the Trump administration, which he says has taken a more hands-off approach to railroads.
Seeing those tank cars, thankfully they weren't full of oil, but hanging off that bridge, in Aurora, that's frightening, knowing what potentially could happen.
For the I-Team, Charlie Speck, 7 Eyewitness News.